Multiplying and dividing fractions. Well, multiplying and dividing fractions is actually somewhat easier than adding and subtracting fractions. So suppose we have 1/6 times 7/8. Well, to multiply, you don't have to worry about a common denominator at all. You just multiply the numerators across and then multiply the denominators across. So this is equal to 1 times 7 on the top and 6 times 8 on the bottom, and that gives 7 out of 48. Okay, let's try another example. Suppose we have 1/3 and we're multiplying by 3/7. So again, you multiply the numerators and you get 3 on the top, and then multiply the denominators and you get 21. Notice that this can be reduced. 3 over 21 is the same as 1 out of 7 if I divide top and bottom by 3. But this kind of points us to a shortcut where sometimes it's easier to reduce the fraction before multiplying. So you know normally you're allowed to reduce a fraction by dividing top and bottom by a common number. Well, when you're multiplying two fractions, you're allowed to divide top and bottom even of different fractions by the same number. So let's start this one over again. So suppose we have 1/3 times 3/7. What we notice is that we've got a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom. So if we divide this by 3, this one becomes a 1, and that one becomes a 1. You kind of cancel them out. So the answer is 1/7. And it makes it a little easier rather than having to reduce the final answer. Okay, let's try another example like that. So if we have 6/10 times 5/4. Okay, in this case, I could reduce the 6/10, but I also noticed that I've got a 5 and a 10. So this dividing by 5, I get a 1 and a 2 there. Now the 6, you could divide that by 2, so that would become a 3, and this one would become a 1. So then I end up on the top, I've got 3 times 1, and on the bottom, I've got 1 times 4. No further reduction needed, so that's 3/4. Let's just try it the other way to make sure that we would have gotten the same answer. So if we had multiplied first and then reduced, it would have been 6/10 times 5/4, which is 30 out of 40, which, that's not too bad, 10 and 10. You get 3/4, so it's the same answer. But generally speaking, it's better to do the reduction, if you can, before multiplication. Okay, so now let's try a division. Division is pretty much the same as multiplication. There's just one trick. So if you have 7/9 and you're dividing by 2/4, dividing by fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of that fraction. So this would be equal to 7/9 times, and then you just take the reciprocal of the second fraction. So it's 4 over 2. Okay, so you turn a division into multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the second fraction. So that is 28 out of 18, or that can be reduced. Actually, I could have reduced before multiplying, but anyway, it's the same as 14/9. That's the final answer here. Okay, let's just do one more. Suppose we have 3/10, and we're dividing by 9/8. Okay, so again, dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of the fraction. So we have 3/10 multiplied by 8/9. I could do a little bit of reduction first here. Cancel the 3, turn that into a 1, and this becomes a 3. And we have 8. Oh, and I could also divide that by 2 and that one by 2. So I end up with 4 out of 15. So 3/10 divided by 9/8 is 4/15.